Ladies and gentlemen, Westerners are asking themselves, what exactly does Russia want? The West observes that Russia is making fun of them. Yes, since on the eve of the talks that will take place in Istanbul, so tomorrow, the 23rd of July, 2025, there will be the third round of negotiations, direct talks between Russia and Ukraine. Well, even though the Kremlin hasn't confirmed it yet, we'll come back to that. It must be said that this is an arrangement being made by the West. There you have it. But it will take place tomorrow if all goes well. Meanwhile, on the eve, that is, during the night of the 21st of July to 22, 2025, Russia struck Ukraine hard, more specifically in the Odessa area. Russia hit hard. We don't know what message Russia is trying to send. And will these talks even take place tomorrow? Because when you listen to the Kremlin spokesperson, Dmitry Peskov, you realize that everything is mixed up. Russia is no longer willing to sit down for empty promises, for nonsense. Yes. So, what's going on? Let's dive deep, ladies and gentlemen. But before we continue, I ask you to share the video conference as much as possible in all the groups you can. Give it lots of likes, and above all, don't forget to leave your opinion in the comments. There you go. So, according to official information, Russia has continued its large-scale strikes across the entire territory of Ukraine. On the night of the 21st of July to 22, 2025, the city of Odessa was hit by a wave of drones. These new attacks come as the previous night, 426 drones and more than 20 missiles were launched against Ukraine. That is to say, while people are saying, let's go to negotiations, that's when Russia says, yes, yes, I understand, let's go, I'm coming, let's go, I'm coming. That's what Russia is doing right now. So it is the scale of the Russian strikes that has pushed Ukraine to confirm that they will be present at these negotiations. We don't even know who is behind this. I certainly believe it's those three. But initially, they had proposed another location, yet Russia feels much safer in Istanbul. And we have Maputo, for example, which has expressed its opinion. Maputo believes that this time, Maputo hopes that this time they will find a solution. But given the statements made by Dmitry Peskov, you'll understand that there still won't be a solution. It will just be a meeting for the sake of meeting. Yes, yes. Let's dive deeper, ladies and gentlemen. So, what needs to be said is that Wednesday's meeting has not yet been confirmed by the Kremlin. Its spokesperson, Dmitry Peskov, said on Monday that a lot of work would be needed to achieve progress, given the two countries' diametrically opposed peace proposals. So, Russia is aware that Ukraine's peace proposals and Russia's peace proposals are diametrically opposed. And that's why he says a lot of work will be needed. Only at this price can progress be made. Otherwise, it indirectly means that if they were to go to Istanbul, it would simply be a complete waste of travel, a significant waste of their valuable time, and ultimately, a fruitless endeavor. That's what it means. Because he was asked the question regarding Russia's confirmation of his presence. So he says yes, but without confirming, he says a lot of work must first be done because the positions of the two countries are diametrically opposed. Even if Russia is present tomorrow, that implies that Russia already knows that nothing will work because Russia is uncompromising. There has been no progress. Russia is inflexible. The positions, the limits that Russia has set, which are nothing other than achieving the military objectives of the special military operation, Russia will want to achieve them. Russia says it will not deviate from that. And Ukraine says it does not agree with that. That is what is blocking the negotiations. And Ukraine is not being clever. While the negotiations are stalled, Russia is making advances on the ground. Russia is only reclaiming land, territories. And in the end, when people ask Russia, come on, negotiate, Russia says, yes, we'll negotiate, but you'll have to take the new territorial realities into account. So, therefore, on the ground, Ukrainians are under no illusions about a ceasefire. A ceasefire happening anytime soon. Volodymyr Zelensky announced 3 priorities in Istanbul. Here are those 3 priorities. New agreements on prisoner exchanges. So they will meet to exchange prisoners of war, of consent, the bodies of civilians and soldiers who died on the front line. Then, to negotiate the return of 20,000 children abducted by Russia. 20,000 children. This will also be a topic of discussion because Russia has always denied ever abducting children. It is precisely because of the abduction of these children that the International Criminal Court issued an international arrest warrant for Putin. So, will Russia accept this at the negotiating table? Now, when Russian envoys leave Russia, Vladimir Putin gives them very clear instructions. Here is what you are going to talk about. As for the rest, you do not talk about it. So that could create a problem. Russia might consider tomorrow the negotiation for the return of the 20,000 children abducted by Russia as a provocation and an attempt at defamation. So that was the second point. The third priority is to organize a direct meeting between Volodymyr Zelensky and Vladimir Putin. So these are the 3 priorities for Ukraine. Ukraine no longer has any illusions about obtaining a ceasefire. Whatever happens, the mountain will always end up giving birth to a mouse. But what is the advantage here? The advantage is that at least they will be able to negotiate prisoner exchanges, and that's it, right? To discuss whether he can meet directly with Putin. Question mark. But Putin says he doesn't want to talk to him. He doesn't want to see him directly. He's not a legitimate president. He's not a legal president. So he can't receive him. So, ladies, young ladies and gentlemen, that was the top international news. I'll be back with more updates for you shortly. This was the voice of your one and only Samouraï.